Again, this is moving into the part 3. I'm going to get back into the video that she is in, and we're going to finish this section.
Over here, but I've actually moved it further up in my poem. And so you can do that. You can move words and phrases into other parts of the poem. And so it doesn't have to follow the chronological order of what you highlighted or underlined. And so keep that in mind as you are creating your own found poem. I mean, words and phrases, they don't have to make sense when you look at them right away, but it's up to you to construct a poem that has some kind of meaning to it from the existing literature.
All right, so with her list, she created these words together to then create her found poetry. So it says, the desert, dry, crackling heat, looked like overwhelming emptiness. Search for turquoise and garnets, saragross and prickly pears from the wild without warning. There were batches of dust devils. Finally, the rains, size of marbles, lightning cracked. So you can physically see her poem. You can see the desert. You can see that there's about to be a storm. You can kind of see the desert laying out and how she felt about it. So she's put words together to create a poem that represents her theme. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to take it back to the directions. I'm going to put myself up here. And now that you kind of understand what's going on, okay, so you kind of have a visual for found poetry. For my online students, if you want to take yours and type yours, or students that are physically here, you also can type your poem after you create it. Now, some of you are like, you know what, I want to cut out my words. I have examples of those, okay? These are from students from past where they've cut out the words from the text that they were using, okay? And then they created the poem from there, okay? Another person used that actual resource, okay, and designed a picture in the back that made sense to her poem. And then her poem is the words that she has squared there, nothing else. This is called blackout poetry, but is part of an example of what found poetry is. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the paper. So if you're online and you're looking, you can scroll down your instructional sheet, or if you're at school, you can turn your paper over. These are examples of found poetry as well. So you can see this person highlighted the words and from there took the poem and typed it. This person cut out the words and created a structural found poem. This person used the resources and blacked out all the other words and the words that they chose, and however they chose to design it, this is how they did it. This one was kind of, they kept the resource as is, but they highlighted and squared and made a design for the words that they chose for their found poem. Kind of same thing for this one where it's a blackout, but an imagery, same thing, where they created images on the actual resources in the background and then squared out the words that they're actually using for their poem. So you can see this person said many years to that, played, unconscious. So they created the structure by the visual art effect of it to create their found poem, but they found these words to create it. So there's a variety of ways, like I said, that is found poetry. I have others from students where, you know, they cut out their words and they created their poem structurally. Another one made lines and they created their words, and then they moved it down to actually creating an image with construction paper that represented that word. You do not have to do that, but these are just examples from students of past that have done this project with another text. So now, okay, you guys are kind of ready to go through and understand what I need in this poem. So you need 7 lines. Now, one line can be an actual one word, okay? It could be the word A, it could be the letter or the word the, but it has to be 7 lines. Can it be 7 lines in all different spaces? Yes. It can be jagged, it could be straight down. However you choose, it has to be 7. There has to be a consistent and clear tone, because we have talked about what tone is, the author's attitude of the text. So you're going to choose, so you can circle once I go over this if you want. Is your poem, and I'm going to stop here and then I'm going to get back because my video is about to run out. And then the last part 4 will be the end of this series, and then you'll understand and know what to do.